It's the season opener as the University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine play host to the Mustangs of SMU. And this is Game On, presented by Bank of Hawaii for Rainbow Wahine Volleyball.
We're definitely excited to get in the gym, get with the new group coming in, the freshmen, good group of girls. They work hard.
During double days, we're working really, really hard, trying to rebuild that team chemistry again, and losing all the seniors and coming with a lot of freshmen, just trying to build that connection again. So, I think we're on the right track, and we're gonna get there, and we're really looking forward to the first game on Friday.
We're really, really excited that it's finally here. We've been waiting for so long, it feels like, and we're just so ready to get after it.
Well, welcome everybody to another exciting season of Rainbow Wahine Volleyball. Scott Robbs, along with two-time national champion Lisa Strand and former Rainbow Wahine assistant Ryan Kalei Suji. It's going to be one of those interesting years for the Rainbow Wahine. There are going to be a lot of new faces. Look at all the players that departed after last year. 8 players are gone. A couple transferred. Kobe Lane went to Florida International. You also had Paula Gershing transferred to Miami, but of course the big loss is going to be in the middle, Amber Igidi. It is going to be very difficult to replace her. But how about the guys that are coming back, or the ladies that are coming back? And there's still a pretty strong group of players. Kaylin Alexander saw a lot of time last year. Of course, Haley Ikinaga in the back as a libero, and Hawaii with their center, Kate Lang, back as well. So who are some of the newcomers for the University of Hawaii? A lot of local flavor. When you have Sylvester and you have Arquette, you also have Leva, libero out of El Paso, who can make some waves, a transfer from HBU in Monaghan, and you have Maddie Way, a freshman out of California. And so with so many new faces, let's get to know or hear about the newbies.
Every year is going to be different, and each year we have different challenges, and knowing that we lost a lot of skill this year, definitely is going to be, ball control is going to play a huge role for us. So knowing that that's what we've been working on during double days, and just trying to get that ball control going and just reconnecting again, I think that's going to be really, really huge for us and be really important to us for the long run.
There's been people who have come in to fill those shoes, and they're freshmen. They're gonna have to put work in, and they have a lot of growth to still come. But I feel like we have a really hard-working group that came in, and they're ready to fully diverge their lives into the Wahine Volleyball program. And that's really all you can ask of your freshman class, is just to have a lot of loyalty and a lot of heart every time you come into the gym, and that's what they're giving us. So I'm really proud of all of our freshmen, and I'm really excited to see their growth through experience.
All right, time now to weigh in. We're going to weigh in on this season's Rainbow Wahine. Of course, it is sponsored by Heineken. And guys, it's been a long time that I can remember not really knowing what to expect for the beginning of the season of Rainbow Wahine Volleyball. So many new faces, and so many faces that were here the last couple of years are now gone.
And I think this is going to be the reality of what we see in college athletics with the transfer portal that now allows players to freely transfer to other schools, where you're going to see a lot more mass exodus and large roster changes each season. The thing with Robin Amo and this team is how can they gel quickly with a lot of new players being involved into this offense, but not only into just the system, being able to play under a coach like Robin Amo, who has a very distinct style and high expectations for her players.
Exactly, Ryan. And along those lines, they also have to have time together. They're young, they're smaller size. There's 13 players on the squad this year, not a lot, but being undersized and young adds up for the unknown. And it's really about being patient and the timing. They're going to need time together in order to establish and to fall into this system and drink the Kool-Aid of Robin Amo and staff.
Are you guys just as curious? What are your feelings heading into this year, Ryan?
Well, I think the good thing is they have a solid core of players. It's not like you're looking at a completely new roster and starting lineup. You do have some of these key players and some of those pin hitters like Atali Hawkis and like Kaylin Alexander, players that I think will be very important offensively for this team in order to have success. So I don't think it's a complete what's going to happen and hit the panic button. There's a lot of consistency still coming back for Wahine.
And they just have to be patient. We spoke with Robin Amo earlier, and she says It's all about the defense. It's the passing and it's our defense. And if we can get into a system that way, other things will come along with it. We've got to play old school volleyball, if you will.
You know, you kind of mentioned that they're a little bit undersized. You know, I think for in the Big West, that's going to be okay. But when you start playing the Texases and the Baylors, San Diego's, teams like that in the non-conference, I think it's a possibility this team could get exposed early.
Well, yeah, and Ryan alluded to it, the transfer portal. It's very difficult to compete with these bigger schools. They're getting these athletes, and they've got so many more opportunities just to jump ship and go on their way.
And I think the bigger question mark is, how does Hawaii fill the role of a player like Amber IG, an All-American who really helped to carry this team not only in her senior year, but really throughout her 4 years. She was a player that Hawaii went to early, often, and throughout her career. How do you replace an All-American like that?
Yeah, it should be fun, kind of a mystery here tonight, Hawaii, SMU. No mystery, though, are the two guys that'll be calling the action again, back for another season. It's Kanoa and Chris.
Hey, thanks a lot, Scott. Yes, once again, sitting next to CMAC, Chris McLaughlin. I'm Kanoa Leahy. It's good to be with you again, sir. Always a pleasure and a lot of excitement. I think that, as the corner crew has been alluding to, this is one of those years where this is like Christmas morning and you're opening up your gift and you're not exactly sure what you're going to find inside. You might have a clue. What do you think we're going to see out of this Hawaii team in this debut?
Well, I watched them practice a couple of times this week, and I really like their hustle. I like their chemistry so far. They don't have great size, but so you have to be really crafty about, especially their pin hitters, got to be really crafty about using the block. They play great defense. I think they're going to be exciting and fun to watch. There'll be some long rallies. They've got to be patient in those rallies. But I think it'll be better than most people think.
You know, it's interesting because here is now year 5 for Kate Lang in this program, playing under Robin Amo, one of the greatest setters of all time. Kate speaking very openly here recently about the fact that early on she didn't feel like she and Robin Amo necessarily saw eye to eye, but that she has come around. She has appreciated being coached in the manner that Robin Amo has, and now she is the undoubted leader of this volleyball program.
Yeah, no question about it, along with Talia Kanaga, the two big seniors. But, you know, Kate, for her club team, she set the same people for 5 years. The same people for 5 years. So when she came to Hawaii, every year there's new people to have to set and get used to, especially the middles. So one thing I know she's been working really hard on is going to the middles early and often.
You mentioned the other senior, Taylor Ikinaga. It's just those two on the roster. But when it comes to defense, which has been for the history of this program the calling card, the mantra of do not let the ball touch the Terraflex, it starts right there with number 16.
Absolutely. She'll be, I think, she'll be the captain of the back row. She'll be calling the serving patterns, the defense patterns. And nobody digs the ball better than Talia Kanaga. She gets low to the floor. A lot of pancakes we'll see out of her, I'm sure. And she'll be serving those up with a lot of syrup, which I know you like. Anyway, I love watching her play, and she'll be playing with a lot of heart, knowing this is her last year.
Now on the other side, you have SMU. This will be their first match competing as members of the ACC. They are coming off of a championship season in their final year in the American Athletic Conference, and head coach Sam Erger, the way she describes it, is coming into this year, it feels like we have joined the big time.
Yeah, she was really excited about being in the ACC, I know that. But I think she was a little bit disappointed, though. They were ranked so low. I think they're picked for 6th. She thinks they're good for at least 4th, but it is a tough conference. Now they've got Stanford in there and Pitt. I mean, every week is a very difficult schedule.
Yeah, they return Celia Cullen, the American Athletic Conference setter of the year. They have their top hitter back as well on the outside. They have some transfers that are coming in. This is going to be a formidable opponent to start here on night 1 of the 2024 Rainbow Wahine Volleyball season. SMU has never beaten Hawaii. They are intent on changing that history here this evening on opening night. We'll see you at first serve. Game On will continue after this.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to feature maybe the top returning, the setter, Kate Lang, right here on Spectrum Sports opening night.
I'm just so appreciative of this program, and it's just been such a big part of my life the past 5 years, and it means the entire world to me. So every time that I have a first last or a last first, I definitely am thinking about it, and I am definitely cherishing that moment.
5 years sure did go by quickly for Kate Lang. Now the master setter for the Rainbow Wahine, the senior out of Keller, Texas. You see her numbers last year. Started every single match at setter, 10.5 assists per game, 2.5 digs per set, 19 service aces. She will be leaned on heavily this year to get this team going, particularly with all the youngsters. And let's find out a little bit more from Kate.
I grew up on the same volleyball team in Texas for 5 years, and I never set a different hitter before I got here, so that's something that I've always struggled with, trying to find new ways to play with new players, and I think that it's a great opportunity this year to really emphasize one of my struggles and really challenge myself, and I think that I've done pretty good at it so far, and I can thank that my teammates a lot for it just because they've been so patient with me.
I think she's talking a lot more. There's a lot more communication with the middles. Jess was here, the only one last year, so yeah, she got a lot of attempts with her. But I think there's way more communication. She's trying, because she knows that she's gonna have to set, one of those, 3 in the middle. So definitely more communication on her part. I was like, what kind of ball? Was that good? Do you need it higher? Do you need it faster? So she's got to continue that.
I would imagine it was probably a little intimidating when Kate came to Hawaii to be able to play for somebody the level of Robin Amo. I mean, 10 years on the national team, 3 Olympics. But you know what? It has worked.
But in the long run, really, it's why she came to Hawaii. Yeah. She wanted to play for Robin Amo and Angelica Lindquist. When she committed in 2020, she was like, this is where I want to be. I want to train with the best to become the best.
And when you look at Kate Lang, I mean, this is a player who a lot of people thought got robbed last season, being named to the second team All Big West after being named Setter of the Week 8 times last season. She was left off that list. But when you look at Kate Lang as a setter, she's not like some setters out there where she tries to be too flashy or tries to do too much. She's very calm. She's very mindful, very demure, very consistent. She's not like those other setters who just try to do all these crazy things. She's competent and she's consistent, and I think Hawaii's going to need her this season.
So what is her approach, particularly this opening weekend? She mentioned when she played clubs, she set the same people for 5 years. She had a lot of the same players for a handful of years, now some newcomers as well. What is her approach to setting, I guess, this opening weekend?
Well, I think the thing with Kate Lang is she has that experience, just being able to play for the last 4 seasons. She's also trained with the U.S. national team program this past summer, which has given her the opportunity to really learn more skills and compare her talents with others throughout the country. She's also a coach that she's really gotten into recently. So I think all of those skills will help her adjust throughout the match.
Basically, she is the quarterback of this team, and she's really going to have to take things literally into her own hands tonight, especially with the youngsters, and continue to have patience, number one, with them, but get them involved in the offense so that they believe that she trusts them. And I think that's a huge part of this game, is gaining that trust in the players that are surrounding you.
Well, Hawaii's in good hands with Kate Lang. It should be a fun one here tonight. Season opener, Hawaii SMU will get you ready for the battle when we return.
Every year is going to be different, and each year we have different challenges, and knowing that we lost a lot of skill this year definitely is going to be, ball control is going to play a huge role for us. So knowing that that's what we've been working on during double days and just trying to get that ball control going and just reconnecting again, I think that's going to be really, really huge for us and be really important to us for the long run.
There's been people who have come in to fill those shoes, and they're freshmen. I mean, they're gonna have to put work in, and they have a lot of growth to still come, but I feel like we have a really hard-working group that came in, and they're ready to fully diverge their lives into the Wahine Volleyball program, and that's really all you can ask of your freshman class, is just to have a lot of loyalty and a lot of heart every time you come into the gym, and that's what they're giving us. So I'm really proud of all of our freshmen, and I'm really excited to see their growth through experience.
Back inside Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, SMU in Hawaii. Season opener. Let's find out what Robin Amo expects.
I think the big thing is just a fight, because things are gonna go up and down. Like I said, it's not a out for anything, if you lose or anything, but it's definitely a newer team. There's a veteran setter, but there's just a whole bunch of new hitters too that all gotta connect and do all in front of obviously our crowd. The fight.
All right, let's find out about the Mustangs of the ACC, Lisa.
Well, Jamison Willer at 6'1", the outside hitter senior from Austin, Texas, led her team in kills last year. There you see her numbers. Natalie Purdue, also another experienced player, second in kills on the team last year. And Naiva, shining star is what they call her. She really had a breakout year last year and contributed a ton to this team.
Also SMU, they've taken advantage of the success they had last year, winning the American, going into the ACC. Here you see 3 really quality transfers from those programs that are definitely going to boost, I think, SMU this season. All right, Ryan, tell us about who to keep an eye on for UH.
Well, Kaylin Alexander, I think, is going to be one of those key players to help lift the Wahine, and she's going to have a big season this year, 3.10 kills % last season. And Tally Hawkins, who played both on the left and right last season, was settling. She just joined the team a few days ago. We'll see how she is able to integrate herself back into the lineup. And Taylor Ikenaga really trying to provide that stability in the backcourt for the Wahine.
All right, time now to bust out the field glasses and our watch list. Ryan, who are you going to keep an eye on?
I'm going to watch Stella Ademi. She's someone who saw limited playing time, but this year she's going to have to come up big.
And I'm going to be watching Kaylin Alexander. I think she's a 6th rotation player that has not truly shown her where she's capable of or what she's capable of, and I think she's going to have a stellar year.
All right, guys, give me your final thoughts.
Well, I just think it's going to be a lot of patience for Hawaii. It could be a long night, but I think they have to just really be patient and confident.
I can't agree more. Opening night, a lot of nerves, a lot of new faces, and a great new start to a new season.
Well, you can feel the electricity in the arena. The fans are ready. I'm sure you're ready as well. It's the season opener. It's Hawaii and SMU, and it's coming up next.